Hi, welcome back to Podium Pop. We have another Meet the Rookies video here for you today. And today we're going to be talking all about Jack Doohan. We're going to kind of go through his early career, F3, F2, how we got into F1. You ready to get started?
I'm super ready to get started. I am excited to learn about him.
Mm-hmm. There is a lot of research I have found. I did research on Jack, and I'm going to explain it to Celine and explain it to you guys.
Before we get into it, if you don't already follow us, make sure you go follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. We post quite a bit on there. We also on TikTok are doing a series called The Rookie Report, where we keep up with the rookies throughout the whole season. So if you like this episode and like learning about the rookies, make sure you go follow us on there to keep up with them.
Let's get into it. All right. So Jack Doohan is starting Formula One. Well, he technically started Formula One last year.
Yeah.
But Jack Doohan is racing with Alpine this year alongside Pierre Gasly, and last year he did one race in Abu Dhabi with the team after they let go of Esteban Ocon early.
Eek.
Eek. And before we get into it, yes, we know the rumors surrounding all of this. Okay, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about his early career before getting into Formula One.
But I will say one thing on it.
Yeah.
Alpine,
don't make me sad.
don't do this to me. You are already on my list for the pink camo situation I'll never forget.
Yeah, truly.
I will never forgive you for doing that. If you do something to upset Jack Doohan, you make him sad at all,
In your walls.
we're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just move on from there.
That's all we needed.
That's
Yep.
all we need.
Okay, so to get started, Jack Doohan is son of Mick Doohan, who is a GP Motorcycle World Championship 5-time.
Wow.
And if you're thinking Mick Doohan, that sounds Mick Schumacher, that is because the Doohan and Schumacher family are very close, and Mick Schumacher was named after Mick Doohan, and Michael Schumacher bought Jack Doohan his very first karting cart.
Wow.
I know, isn't that so sweet?
That kind of, you know what, that kind of puts things into perspective is we know, I'm kind of getting a little bit off base here, but we know that Max Verstappen has like these connections with all of the rookies.
Yeah.
And Max and Mick obviously grew up together.
Yeah.
So I wonder how often Max and Jack would, if they ever interacted or if there was any overlap there.
That's a good
like
question.
maybe they both attended Mick's birthday parties.
That'd be crazy.
Like imagine a birthday party, a picture resurfaces of a birthday party, and it's Mick, Jack, and Max sitting at a table eating birthday cake.
That'd be so funny.
Like it's like a friend of a friend, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. So Jack began karting around age 9, and like I said, Michael Schumacher bought him that first kart. Really, really cute. He started single-seaters at age 15, and he started that with the British F4 series where he got 3 wins.
Woo! Starting off strong.
Yeah, starting off strong. In 2019, he was in the F3 Asian Championship. He won 5 races and finished runner-up in the championship. So once again, kind of going strong. And then in 2020, he started F3 with HWA Race Lab, and he had a tough year there, ended 26th in the standings.
How many people, do we know how many people participated in that race?
I did not do further research into that.
Okay. I mean, 26 all around, not great.
Yeah.
That was in 2020?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in 2021, he switched to Trident Racing, and he was teammates with Clem Novalak.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're hearing Clem pop up a lot around these Meet the Rookie episodes.
Yep, we sure are. So this was for his F3 campaign. And some notable things about his F3 campaign is he took pole in Spa, and then he won the second sprint and the feature race there.
Okay.
He was the first F3 driver to score 2 victories in one weekend. Okay, so in the final race in Sochi, Jack won the race, and he won the race by ignoring team orders to not let Clem through. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
So there's drama.
A little bit of drama.
Wait, I wonder, does Clem hold that grudge?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Wow. We should call him up.
We should.
I think we should call him up and just be like, hey, how do you feel about that situation?
How do you feel about Jack
Doohan? This was in what year?
2021.
2021 in F2?
F3.
F3. Okay.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah.
But, okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm. But that did secure Trident the team championship that year.
So
yeah,
it was
I guess
fine.
technically, if Clem went through, they probably would have won as well, but yeah. So F3 finishes before F2 does their series, or their season. And after Jack finished F3, he went over then to F2 and finished the last 2 races, and he took over someone's seat.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Richard Verschoor.
Okay.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. He took that seat over for him and finished those last 2 races, which we talked about with Isaac in his Isaac's episode, how sometimes drivers who do well in F3 or maybe have more funding will take over after the F3 season finishes. And so that's what Jack did. So he finished the 2021 year, he did F3 and then moved in to do the last 2 races of F2. So then at the end of the year in 2021, it was announced that Jack would be moving up to F2 with Vertosi Racing and for the whole 2022 season. This was a season for Jack, 2022. He scored pole in the opening race, but for the sprint race, how we've talked about before in our other series, they do a reverse grid for the top 10. So he started... dropped my pen. So he started 10th in the sprint race and then stayed in 10th and finished there. And he was taken out of the feature race by none other than Théo Pourchaire.
Wow. Gosh, these big names coming through.
I know, names we know. Okay, on to Barcelona. He got pole in Barcelona, and he scored his first podium at the feature race.
Woo!
And then in Barcelona, he won the sprint race, but he had to retire from the feature race after he had a gearbox issue, so...
not his fault.
You win some, you lose some. In Spa, he qualified 4th and finished 2nd in the sprint race. And then he undercut Felipe Drugovich to claim his first feature race victory.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And then he got his 3rd pole in Monza, and he had some bad luck, and his feature race was ended early, I believe in the first lap. So we're kind of like going back and forth here with Jack.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a roller coaster.
You know, he is on a bit of a roller coaster. And to end it all off, he had to retire from Abu Dhabi as well. So, last race of the season. There were some other races in there in between, but those are just kind of the highlighted races that for the season we wanted to highlight. He finished 6th in the standing, so honestly, like, not too bad at 128 points.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, on to the 2023 season. Still in F2, he stayed with Vertosi Racing, and he did not have the best start to the season. He started and he qualified 17th and got no points. Not the best start, but you know what? On to Jeddah, he qualified 4th. And so once again, we have that reverse grid for the sprint. He finished the sprint in 7th place, finished the feature race in 2nd.
Okay.
So things are looking up.
Yeah.
But then we go to Australia.
Not the home race.
The home race.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there was a late red flag during qualifying that caused him to get P15. And then he spun out in the sprint race, and he finished the feature race in 8th place. So, I mean, he came back. Yeah. He had a bit of a comeback there, but for your home race, that's just not, you're not having the most fun.
Yeah, that's not how you want your home race to be.
No. On to Monaco. He got 6th in the sprint race, and in the feature race, he was running in 4th, but then he crashed out. So, like, once again, we're kind of roller coastering here.
Yeah.
Not, like, nothing too steady of good or bad.
Right.
Which I guess, like, instead of being all bad, we're going kind of back and forth. So,
right.
You know, you got to look at the bright side sometimes.
Yeah.
And then in Barcelona, Austria, and Silverstone, he scored top 10 there. So he, you know, we're coasting at this point, you know?
Right.
Like, we are just going through on that roller coaster. In Hungary, he got his first pole of the year, and he won the feature race by 9 seconds.
Whoa!
Yeah. So
where the hell did he pull that out of?
No, I don't know. He said, "Oh, okay, ready? We're gonna go downhill real fast."
Oh. Yeah.
Well, wait, like in a good way.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
like in the like.
I was like, "What's happening next?"
No, in Hungary, like you get to the top, you're going downhill. It's so fun.
Yeah,
like, that's when you're having fun. On to the Spa weekend, he qualified 11th, and then he got 5th place in the sprint race, and then he chose to do an alternative strategy during this race. And that worked out for him because there was a safety car and he ended up winning. And so he got back-to-back wins.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So this is like, things are looking up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the way up.
Oh, but then we get to Zandvoort.
Ooh.
He gets no points.
Ooh.
Yep. And then in Monza, he got 6th, and those 2 races right there knocked him out of championship contention. So, it's all right. And then we move on to Abu Dhabi, where he gets pole position. He finishes 6th in the sprint, and then he won the feature race.
Great.
Yeah. So that F2 season, he finished 3rd. He got 3 wins, 5 podiums, 2 pole positions, and 2 fastest laps. That's a good season.
That's a great season.
Lots of up and downs. I'm loving that for him.
Yep.
And because of that season, he received the F2 Best Performance Award, and that was the first time that award had been out. So he won it in its inaugural season, and that was his last year in F2. And then Jack spent the 2024 season being a reserve driver for Alpine in Formula One.
Don't forget, he also spent the year being a fan favorite on F1 TV.
Absolutely, yeah. Jack was on F1 TV. The hosts love him. Like, Laura and Will Buxton, I feel like could not talk highly of him. And Ruth.
Yeah.
I feel like they all just talked so highly of him. And then during the season, we were hearing rumors of Esteban leaving, not staying with Alpine, kind of being some rough waters there. And then people were like, oh, well, Jack. So we're like, yeah, Jack's going to take that over. He's a reserve, of course. And then in August, it was announced that Jack would be replacing Esteban Ocon. But then we get into some tumultuous waters.
Good word.
Did I say it right?
You did?
Yes.
I think.
Okay. End of 24, early 25, Franco Colapinto gets announced as a reserve driver for Alpine. When Alpine already has a reserve driver, Paul Aaron. So when Jack stepped up, obviously they needed a new reserve driver. Alpine they announced Paul Aaron as a reserve driver. And then they announced Ryo Hirakawa. And then they announced Franco. So that's like having 2. Some teams only have 1 reserve. A lot of teams have 2. But then adding a 3rd before the season even begins, it's not looking good. And it's just like we've said, not a good look for Alpine. So that is Jack Doohan. That is his career leading up to getting into Formula One. Like we've talked about, we're going to wish him the best this season. And truly, I hope he just comes in here and knocks it out of the park. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Hope you learned a bit more about Jack than you previously know. And we will have another one soon about Kimi Antonelli.
Yep, I think so. Kimi Antonelli would be our next one.
And then after that, we will get out our episode about Ollie Behrman. And then the Formula One season will begin.
We'll be there.
I wish we would be there.
Oh, yeah, no. We're not going to be there. We'll be there in spirit.
If somebody wants to send us there real quick. I don't have a passport.
And I'm moving that weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.